What up, everybody? Power Book 4 Force Episode 3 was straight chaos, and in my personal opinion, the best episode of the Book 4 Force series so far. By the time this episode was over, me and Jenard had the same look on our faces. I had to just sit there for a second and try to process what just happened. This episode was crazy. The way Jenard killed Lil K was wild. It was reminiscent to how Lulu killed Crown on Raising Kanan, and how Ghost killed Jason Mitchell, just way more savage. Jenard was so high he initially just started geeking out and thinking that K had on a wire. Then once K started running his mouth, Jenard lost control and decided to take K out, which was good because Tommy was sitting across the street watching. Then Jenard dragged K's body next to a dumpster and put a trash bag on top of him. So if they really wanted to solve the case, they should easily be able to get Jenard's DNA or something from off of K. K's grandma also threatened Jenard and said that if anything happened to K, Jenard would be easy to point out of a lineup because of his cauliflower ear. So keep that in mind for a second as I talk about Jenard's drug abuse. Last season, we saw Jenard using cocaine from time to time, but it seemed like for the most part, he had it under control, but not many people knew about it. It also seems like Jenard gets reckless and violent when he starts using drugs. Last season, he was coked up when he did the drive-by shooting at the Serbs when they were holding Liliana hostage. But now Jenard has taken his drug abuse to a whole new level after killing Lil K. Jenard went out and copped a bag of H. And H is on a whole nother level than coke. It pulls you in quick, and once you get started on it, it's almost impossible to stop using. Then once you get hooked on it, your body becomes dependent on it, and you get sick when you don't have it. A couple years after I got out of prison, I had someone who used to sell product for me asking if he could come down here and work for me for a legit business that I had started. Because I somewhat trusted him and knew he was a hustler, I gave him the opportunity. Little did I know why I had been away that he got hooked on that boy. That's the street name for H if you didn't know. It only took me a few days to figure out what was up, but I kept him around because he was a good worker, and I tried to help him get off the drugs, but it was useless. The H had completely consumed him. Nonetheless, he was a great worker because he needed the money to support his habit. But this guy ended up getting arrested and going to prison where he supposedly got cleaned up. I said all that to say this. Jenard may have to end up going to prison or something like that if he's ever going to get clean, because he's going down a dark, dark path right now and a point of no return for many. Getting me to my next big takeaway from the episode, and that is Tommy and Diamond ambushing Miguel with all that money. This may make Miguel start becoming suspicious of Tommy and Diamond, especially after the conversation he had with Abuela. Diamond thinks that Miguel might be suspicious of them, but Tommy doesn't think so. But Tommy has learned from history and told Miguel the truth about moving coke on the inside, going back to OG Power when Tommy wanted to lie to Lobos, but Ghost told him the truth, only to find out that Lobos already knew that they had been robbed. So if they would have lied to Miguel and he found out that CBI was moving weight on the inside, he would have only become more suspicious. But talking about suspicious, what does Diamond have going on? Who is the unknown caller that keeps calling him? Then finally sent him a text message saying that you can't keep avoiding my calls. We need to meet up. Now we know Diamond didn't get out of prison for being a snitch. But who is the new mystery person who's contacting him? By the looks of the episode 4 trailer, whoever it is, makes it look like Diamond is a snitch because Tommy is going to pull out a gun and question him. But I 100% guarantee that he doesn't kill Diamond on this scene because there are too many scenes of Diamond left from the season 2 promos that we haven't seen yet. But could this mystery person be Stacey Marks? I said before the season started, watch out for Stacey Marks' ulterior motives. And I said to look out for her ambition to be the mayor. And it was confirmed this episode that Stacey Marks does have her eyes set on being mayor. Do Stacey Marks and Diamond have a prior history from before Diamond got locked up? And does Tommy see Diamond meeting up with Stacey? And that's what makes Tommy think Diamond is a snitch. Getting me to K. Egan, who has made 10 days sober now. Unfortunately, though, we know that it is only a matter of time until Kate relapses. Because when Tariq goes to visit her on Ghost looking for Tommy, she is drinking and also offers Tariq a drink. So we know it's only a matter of time until Kate goes back to her old ways. But we found out more behind the story of why she abandoned JP, and also learned that Kate had JP at 14 and Tommy at 16. This means Kate was only around 15 years old when she was dancing at Magic City and met Tony Teresi. And she was around 20 or 21 when she told Tommy that his grandma was dead, and they never returned to Chicago again after that. Getting me to D-Mac. I made a video after episode 1 comparing D-Mac to a young Tariq and Ghost. I will put a link to the video in the description because it is more relevant after this episode than it was when I even made the video. Because D-Mac is just not going to be happy sitting on that couch. And JP and Tommy should understand that a 16-year-old who has already been in the streets his whole life isn't just going to be content sitting up in the house all day long doing nothing. If they wanted to keep D-Mac off the streets, they should at least take him out every once in a while, give him something to do. But D-Mac feels he is more equipped to take care of his household than JP. That's why he took the gun that Tommy gave to JP. Also keep in mind that when D-Mac got mad and stormed off, JP called him D-Mac and not Darnell. This was a big thing last season with Tommy calling him D-Mac and JP saying his name is Darnell. And it's only a matter of time until D-Mac links back up with his boy Marshall, who made his season 2 debut this episode and is working for CBI and not treason, which should be expected after Jenard cut him out the original deal with Cousin Buddy. But Cousin Buddy is also getting his weight from CBI now, and he is no longer dealing with Jenard either. At what point this season will Cousin Buddy make his debut? And wrapping things up with the Flynn family turmoil. Right now Vic is playing chess while Walter and Claudia are playing checkers. Claudia tried pulling the one power move she had left with Walter, changing the passwords on the legit side of the business which caused Walter's accounts to be froze for 2 days. In retaliation, Walter canceled all of Claudia's credit cards and cleaned out her safe. While they are fighting amongst each other, Vic is setting the Flynn organization up for disaster, and Tommy keeps taking out more of Walter's men. And now after Vic snitched on the courier carrying the bad pills, after Walter already paid for them up front, Walter doesn't have any money to pay Dublin, and Dublin is already eager to cut Walter's water off. And there you have it, the biggest takeaways and clues of Power Book 4 for Season 2, Episode 3. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.